What'd I miss? My original video on Flesh and Blood 2.0 was 30 minutes long, and I didn't even want to rewatch that. So we're going to try this in 10 minutes in one take. So let's jump in. I just want to talk about my thoughts regarding Flesh and Blood 2.0, and not just do I like them, but do I feel that they are set up for success to solve the problems that they had, that they were created to solve. Anyway, all right, so let's look. Flesh and Blood 2.0, better align with our mission and better support local game stores who serve as community hubs. They want to invest in more in social and casual play. They want to talk about some ELO ratings. Basically, they're not changing the game itself. They just want to better support the delivery of their mission. Cool. All right, they came up with a couple ways to do that. Number one, retiring First Edition. This section right here, they drew a line in the sand that said that they are player focused, players first. And they did this by putting it in bold in their mission statement, and then putting it in quotes immediately after, and then putting it in italicized just to really rub it in. So everything that I'm looking at is going to center on players first. That's the focus of this. And I appreciate that. I do think that they were right. They reflected and said, in order to get people to play the game when a set first released, we had to print so much first edition that it wasn't special anymore, that it didn't matter. And I'm sure they saw that they were, that it was just, well, first edition's a premium product, so, then you screw up your price points, and it's just not a welcoming experience. I like retiring first edition, just having one box. It makes it so that way everything that you open is desirable, can have something desirable and really exciting in it. I think as a local game store also, it's one box, and I don't have to worry about Unlimited sitting on shelves, and I don't have to look at, Card Shop Live putting Unlimited for nothing. Granted, that doesn't mean they can't do that with this, but at least nobody's going to look at it and say there is nothing desirable in the boxes anymore, which you can kind of maybe sort of say with Unlimited. So I like this adjustment. I think it's really cool. Also, I'm hoping that since you're only printing one thing now instead of printing first edition and then Unlimited, I hope it frees up distributors. I hope we can start seeing better allocation. I think that'd be great. But anyway, retiring first edition. Big fan. Anyway, jumping in to the the history packs. Okay. I don't understand. I get the history pack is something that's 427 cards consolidating the first three sets into 36 packs per box, 10 cards per pack. The problem that I have with this is that there's 8 classes, equipment, tokens, and then generic cards. There are 11 card types that you can stick in this, which we've already seen this with Crucible of War. We know how this works, but I don't see this as a good entry point. They did say they want this to be a gateway to card accessibility, but the only way cards are really accessible is if you open in bulk and create a singles market around them. And if that's the case, then why make this for the English markets? Yes, it's great that they did it for foreign languages, because they did. That's a sort of smart way to go, but it doesn't actually solve the accessibility issue. What I mean by that is I'm spending $140 on a box or $4 a pack to maybe get a card for a class that I was interested in. Think about what introduced you to Fab. How did you get started? Chances are you got a booster pack, or not booster pack, you got a sealed deck. You started with a learn to play, you did a draft, you did something. Or maybe you bought a bunch of the new set and there's a couple of heroes in there that you'd like and you want to amplify that deck. It's not even likely you're going to get a play set of a common in the box that you buy for History Pack 1. So I don't see being able to actually send anybody to this product. I can't paint the picture of the perfect customer that I would say, please buy packs and boxes of this, more than please singles markets open this up in bulk, consolidate, and make the singles cheaper. That's all I've got. My concern there also is that as an LGS, this stays on the shelf. This gets stuck, and it gets stuck in warehouses, specifically for the English printing. Maybe foreign markets are going to be better because it'll be their first chance to really see these cards, but you still have the problem of if I buy a box, I might not even be able to make a deck with it. Just because it's so spread out. If I buy a case, I might not be able to make a deck with it. I just don't see how this really helps the point of entry for new players. And they said clearly those who join the Fab community over the coming months and years need access to the original cards. Maybe as a supplemental set, this works. Maybe this is a promotional material of come do a learn to play and I'll give you some history packs. Maybe this is a great way to kind of make sealed more interesting by I add 2 of these and it spices up the pool. But as far as like an intro product, something targeting new players, I don't see this being very efficient. I see this being kind of a cost burden that is kind of intimidating, especially knowing that that player might not even get things that are going to be useful. They might not be able to ramp up their deck. So I'm struggling with this one. I really am. But I'd love your thoughts in the comments. Anyway, jumping in. Part 2, playing the game is more about competitive play. I'm thrilled to hear this. They have limited resources towards competitive. They have 4 key areas, putting more resources into social and casual play. The first is more storytelling, world building, and all that. They're adding more into the lore. They've got the classic battles that are coming out, which is fine. They want to publish more lore in the form of like books. I assume we'll see other products that get us more engaged in the story. From a marketing perspective, I like this. I like that you have now hit a point where you've hit your main customer, your main market of card gamers. Now you want to invite more people into your audience. I like that. We've already seen the cosplay community just take this by storm. This is just another good avenue to go. This is where you should be at a business, is not just trying to get more card gamers, but now you want to get people into the world of Wraith, get more people into your IP. I like going this direction. Products tailor-made for first play and social play. Again, classic battles. Fans have told us they want an out-of-box product to introduce friends and family into what Flesh and Blood is. That's going to be PvE. They said out of the box, so you're probably just going to see like an Aeon Zen type of big box, which is cool. I like that it's just not another bunch of packs that I need to go buy. And as a store owner, I probably don't have to buy like cases of this stuff. I can get like 1 or 2, and if it sits, it's not like a massive boon to me for that. It also should very much be a much easier price point as well to get people introduced without also forcing them into the commitment of now that you've played it, you need to buy all of the packs. So I hope to see kind of more game types. I hope that PvE is kind of one of those. It can be standalone. Maybe you can expand on it. That'd be great. Reformatting casual play formats. This is nice, UPF. I'm going to get to this in a sec. I love that Commoner is an official format. That's great. I think that's something that is necessary. And then reviewing the rules enforcement for casual events. Good, that's a smart thing to go, but that's more just a quality of life thing. Let's go back to kind of the main thoughts here. Again, I like that this is a direction. One thing that I would like to see more of, though, is more actual support for the experience. The thing is that casual formats were always there. It's not that they weren't there. It's that they weren't that interesting because they weren't supported. You're not going to suddenly get an influx of UPF players because you've turned it into Blitz. You'd get an influx if you did something to support that more. And I don't necessarily know if that means do more, specific cards for it or whatnot, but I think you could do a little bit better. Maybe an Armory specific, kind of prize support for UPF. I'd like to see something different. I'd like to see an expansion of platforms. I know people look at casual and say, well, Armory kits are supposed to be casual. The thing is they're not. They're a matter of, Armories are really a reflection of the community that you have. If Armories are more casual, then they're going to be more casual. If they're more competitive, like during ProQuest season, Armory's going to be more competitive. So I'd like to see LSS step this up a little bit more and not just say we're going to add more product and you can make your own fun, but how do they really encourage that experience? That's going to be the thing. Part 3, ELO. I'm not going to do too much on this just because I'm not that much of a competitive player. Check out check out the competitors, see what they think. I think, people seem to like this, so we're going to call that good. I know they wanted some sort of adjustments to it, so I'm just going to say that's a positive thing. But I want your comments on that one as well. So that's your blitz of Fab 2.0. I think there's a lot of good things in this. I know that there are a couple naysayers. I know especially with the first edition stuff, people are like, well, that's the end of investing, and they're all cringing. You guys can shut up, honestly. I don't care. Any good investor knows that you care about the long-term history of the game, and things are appreciated because you respect the history. Magic does not have value if it dies in 1997. So yeah, for those of you who are like, well, I guess I can't flip boxes for $600 next year, you're part of the problem, and stop it. I think that they've really put that line in the sand and showed very well that they are in the aspect of playing great games. I think that's what we're going to see going forward. Good job, LSS, so far. I don't think everything was a hit, but I think you did a damn good job. So that's what I did. Just under 10 minutes. Cheers, everybody.